Here we go. I'm
Fair
going to give you
enough.
the floor now. Here's your, I think I might set a timer for about 10 minutes, leave the room and come back and see if you're
Yeah, go
still
ahead.
talking about your beloved New England Patriots. But here we go. Let's hear it. Why they're the
This is
number
what I
one
don't
team.
understand, bro. This is what I don't understand. I've heard people, I'm just going to say it. I heard PFF say that the Patriots were losers. I absolutely do not understand what these guys are talking about. So in the first year, the max contract that they're giving out is about $8 million to one of these players. Now, I understand in 2022, they're making a lot more money, but the cap's going to rise a lot, and they can maneuver the contracts like with those void years of the Bucks. They can make it so that they'll adjust that, restructure that, or whatever. But I absolutely love what Bill Belichick has done. And if I consider right now, I know you're going to call me crazy. I consider the Patriots a contender. I do.
Super Bowl contender.
Super Bowl contender, legitimately AFC contender. I know you're not going to agree. Not a lot of people do. But take a look at what the Patriots have done. The Patriots are the absolute kryptonite of every good AFC team. Okay, so their offensive line is going to be, like you said, an elite unit. They got Trent Brown back, who was a Pro Bowl caliber right tackle for them in their Super Bowl season. They managed to re-sign David Andrews for half the price of what he should have gone for. And they also added Ted Karras as a starting capable center, who's now going to be kind of a rotation off the bench guard or center for a guy that goes down. So the offensive line, in my opinion, even with losing Joe Thuney, is better. Okay. Then you look at the main weaknesses of their roster. Last season, the tight end position was the worst in the NFL, and it was not even particularly close. They ranked 32nd in yards, 32nd in just about everything for the tight end position, just productivity in general. They added 2 top 10 tight ends who I love. I love Jonnu Smith. Like, I think this guy is a superstar when he enters this offense. Hunter Henry, they can complement each other very well. And what you're able to do with these 2 tight ends is just going to be so challenging for defenses, because the Patriots, with their power running game, they can go 12 personnel. They can then on the next play, hurry up and spread out wide to having mismatches all over the field, where how are you going to cover these tight ends? And then you have, linebackers, safeties. If you go big, you're going to get passed on. If you go small, you're going to get ran on. So this offense is going to be way more dynamic simply by adding 2 players that are going to be hard and challenging matchups for many defenses in this league. They got substantially better at wide receiver, and I understand that they're not great receivers that they sign. Kendrick Bourne's an average number 3 receiver, but he's a solid receiver. He's better than what they had. Nelson Aguilar is better than what they had. They essentially add back Julian Edelman. They essentially, add back Dante Hightower to the front 7. So I look at what they can do with Cam Newton and this power run game on top of their ability to now open up play action, open up the passing game with guys that can actually get open, create separation, and create mismatches. Their offense is going to be good. And defenses that really are made right now are made to stop speed. They're made to stop quickness. They're made to stop the passing game, not the power game. And that's what the Patriots have done on offense. On defense, they are basically back to the 2019 defense. I mean, they added Matt Judon, who's going to be their best edge rusher that they've had in quite some time. I would say probably since Chandler Jones. And they added that piece. They got back Kyle Van Noy, and they got a 4th round pick. They traded Kyle Van Noy and a 4th round pick for Kyle Van Noy. They got Dante Hightower back. Okay. They've got Devon Godchaux and Henry Anderson, and they re-signed Dietrich Wise, who I thought was kind of an underrated free agent. So they've made their other biggest weakness outside of pass catcher was run defense, where they were 32nd in time of possession, 32nd in DVOA on run defense. So they gave up. They just were getting manhandled on the ground. So their run defense will be good now. And then you combine that with the secondary, getting Jalen Mills. I feel like replacing basically Patrick Chung. So I feel like this team, with Bill Belichick coaching it and Josh McDaniels coaching it, their scheme is going to be what makes these players. And it really just, my mind is like, I just see it because I know the Patriots well. And it feels like this team is exactly what the Chiefs don't want to play. It's exactly what the Bills don't want to play. And that is how you beat these teams. You don't beat these teams by being the Chiefs or being the Bills. You be the opposite. So that's why I love what they've done.
Just a little follow-up question. By any chance, are you a Patriots fan?
I am a Patriots fan.
You seem to know a lot about the subject
I
over here,
just
but
get frustrated with people because there's a lot of Patriots haters out there, Thomas. There are a lot of them. And I just don't know. I understand I could be totally wrong here. But I just love what Belichick is doing because I just feel like I understand what he's doing. And a lot of people don't understand it. They're like, Cam Newton, why is he the quarterback? Well, I would rather have, you brought up Jimmy Garoppolo. I'd rather have Cam Newton because he fits the style of play of what they want to do better than Jimmy Garoppolo. And he's only $5 million.
Well, if you're going to be a contender like you think, he will cost up to about $14 million. But yes,
Okay,
I understand your thinking. I obviously like what the Patriots did. I put them at 4, but I think the difference between me having them at 4 and you having them at 1 strictly boils down to the fact that, well, I think they will be a better team. I don't think Cam's the guy to get them over the line. I understand the whole idea of the playing style. And you know what? I think a quarterback like Cam is the guy to do that, to dictate that sort of play. I just don't know how much this guy has left in the tank. There were some games that I just couldn't unsee last year. Games like against the Rams on primetime or against the Bills on primetime, where either Cam was heading to the bench or he should have gone to the bench. You know what? He did not have a lot to work with last year. That is very, very apparent. But at the same time, I still don't think he's in this place where he has elite weapons like a Kansas City. Yes, he has some very good weapons like Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. I'm not a huge fan of the Nelson Aguilar signing. That was a pretty steep price for a player of his caliber.
That's
fair.
But
you know what? Credit where credit's due. I wouldn't be surprised if Bill does it all and is back to doing what Bill Belichick does, and that's just flat out win.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really disagree because we don't know what Cam Newton's going to look like, but I've been a Cam guy and I've been saying, since 2 years ago when Tom Brady struggled with the similar cast, that it's not the quarterback. And I think it's apparent, at least to Bill Belichick, that it was not the quarterback. So I understand that he may not look pretty, and it will not look pretty this year. The Patriots do not plan on playing pretty football. And yes, you had them as a winner. I had them as a winner. I know a lot of people might even have them as a loser, depending on their take on the contracts. But that's what makes the Patriots an absolutely fascinating team.